Ooh, we got a Walking Dead tier list today. I love The Walking Dead. This game is my favorite game, so I thought it would be great to rank all the episodes of The Walking Dead. Alright? So, let's do this. Make sure you smash the like button, smash the subscribe, and let's get right into this. I don't want to let go of this series yet, alright? This is a really good game, so let's go. First of all, we got Season 1, Episode 1. Now, this is where the entire thing began. This is where we got introduced to Lee Everett. In terms of nostalgia, this is definitely one of the best ones because this is where it all began, and this is like where we first were introduced to all of the major characters like Lee Everett, Clementine, Kenny. This is where we get all the backstory and everything. This is also the episode where we kind of find out about a lot of the horrible characters and how everything is kind of going to go from here. We get introduced to our group, and we get introduced to some of the best characters and some of the worst characters. Alright, this is literally the introduction. We kind of see the characters' true natures in this one, so like that's really good about this, I feel. This is also the episode where we kind of find out like that all the characters will like, we kind of see that this game is going to become a really emotional roller coaster, and that our choices are heavily going to impact the story, which I feel like is really great, and that's why I feel like this is a really great episode. And I think because of this, The Walking Dead Episode 1, Season 1 deserves its spot at really good. Next up, we got Season 1, Episode 2. Now, Episode 2 is where we learn about the two main villains, or like the two main villains of The Walking Dead Season 1, Danny and Andy, the two cannibals. Now, these two brothers, they're basically like evil, like the first villains ever in The Walking Dead, basically. They kind of are manipulative. They have dark nature behind them. I think the best part about this is like kind of like how deceptive this one is. Like you kind of think they're like amazing people, and then you immediately find out like the true nature behind them. I think it's this one's a great one just because of like the lore. It really ties everything together, and just the way it's kind of like one of the perfect episodes, if I'm going to be completely honest. It's really interesting, really intense. It's got a bunch of great moments as well. It's also a really insane like episode. Like this is like one of the most unexpected things ever. Like we just see these amazing two dairy workers. We get invited to their area, then we find out that they're extremely evil cannibals who will kill anybody and then eat them, which it's extremely disturbing, but like it kind of ties into the nature of how The Walking Dead is really about like this like dark stuff, and like I think it's a great episode all the way. This one also shows us that our choices actually really do matter, because like a lot of the characters and like the way the game kind of like works out from like the point you are at, it all kind of ties along with your decisions, and like that's an amazing point. We kind of got a glimpse of that in Season 1, but this is the season that really like shows you like how your choices really do matter in The Walking Dead. This also shows us that at any point in any time we can have like losing characters. It becomes inevitable at some point. There's a lot of really emotional moments and everything, and like a lot of stuff like that happens. So, and I think because of this, Season 1, Episode 2 deserves its spot at the absolute best. Like, let's be real here. Next up, we got Season 1, Episode 3. This episode kind of shows us the broken relationships we have with a lot of the characters, and I think this one is kind of more of the point where we lose a lot of the major characters, especially like part of our original group, and we kind of see more evil and deceptive like nature between a lot of the characters. A lot of betrayal happening. Like this is definitely one of the episodes that was mind-blowing for a lot of people first time playing it, especially a lot of the choices that you make in this. They really tie along with the long run in this game. Some of them like they kind of don't matter, but like they do affect the story a little. And I think that this one was pretty good. It was a little like it was a little like long, and like not long as in like I know like a lot of the episodes of The Walking Dead are long, but like this one was kind of more like you have to work on a train and you have to kind of like just stay there for like almost the entire game, and then apart from like actually trying to survive and like trying to kill zombies, it's more like puzzle solving this one, which a lot of the other like Walking Dead, like especially in later seasons, they don't have this kind of like puzzle solving need for like a lot of them. I mean, there's definitely puzzles, but like not really like the need to solve a lot of the puzzles. Another thing I really like about this is that you can see how much your choices really do like affect like a lot of the relationships you have with the characters like Kenny. Like if you can choose to like calm him down by talking to him, or you could like fight him, and I think that that's really cool because you can kind of choose how like your relationships are gonna go. Like you don't have to be like nice to absolutely everyone, but you don't have to be an absolute jackass to absolutely everyone either. So like it kind of shows like especially this train fight right here between you and Kenny, like that kind of shows that you don't gotta always be nice, especially in some of the tough scenarios. You can take matters into your own hands and fight your way through the hardships. And I think because of these reasons, season 1, episode 3, it, it I think it gets good. Not like really, it's not like amazing, but it was okay, I guess. Next up, we got season 1, episode 4. Okay, now if I'm gonna be completely honest, this one, in my opinion, wasn't that great. More because it was like mainly just solving puzzles. Most of the characters you meet won't matter in the like even in the next episode, anyways. Like Molly and Vernon, because they'll either betray you or just leave you. So like they don't matter that much. I mean, it does unravel some of the lore between all of this in like this game, but like not much. And I feel like other like episodes like show better. Like this one doesn't really introduce a lot of the new stuff to the table, which I feel like the other episodes did. This one kind of like lacks a lot of like especially like the emotional feeling that this game has. I feel like this could have been better. It's kind of more like, oh, do this thing and then solve this puzzle and then progress, and like the choices in this aren't really that tough. Like and you don't really get to like a lot of the characters you knew or already dead. So like and then a lot of the new ones you meet in this, they kind of like either die or you just like completely lose them. And like it just kind of shows you that, oh, you're now entering Crawford, this place is extremely dangerous, and like you have to watch a bunch of videotapes to do certain things and like find like medical stuff. And I think that's basically it. So like this one wasn't like that great, but like it wasn't like terrible, if you know what I mean. And because of these reasons, I think this one is it's kind of meh, if I'm gonna be like 100% honest. Next up, we got season 1, episode 5. Now let's get everything out of the way. This episode is just amazing, alright? Everything is insane. Lee is bitten, basically, so we don't have a lot of time and we have to kind of rush through this. Also, the relationship you got with the characters comes along the way. Like, depending if Kenny came with you or not, or depending if Ben came with you or not, or depending if Omid and Krista came with you or not. Basically, this one is amazing because you really feel like the sudden intense pressure of this one. Like Lee's bitten, as I said before. You can choose to like cut off his arm, and like this one, in my opinion, is amazing. Like I said 12 times already. This one's also one of the most badass ones ever. It shows Lee's total dedication towards saving Clementine and shows how much of a cool character he really is and really why he's the GOAT. It has so many insanely cool scenes and so many scenes that just like they get the adrenaline flowing. All right, this episode is so good for so many reasons. All right, the soundtrack, everything about this is just so amazing. Finally discovering who the mystery man on the telephone or the walkie-talkie finally is, that he's captured Clementine and we have to go find her, and how we kind of have this final battle before everything goes down to hell. That's just amazing. And I feel like a lot of the episodes don't really portray like Lee being so much of like a real like insanely like good character. Like I mean, yeah, he's amazing in like all the episodes, but this one kind of shows his like true dedication and his true strength and his determination when he knows he's gonna die and he has got nothing but he needs to save Clementine at all costs. This one just shows you who Lee really is, right? This one also has one of the most saddest endings in The Walking Dead history. The man who gave everything for Clementine, the bite gets to him too much, and Clementine either has to choose to leave him or walk away, or shoot him. And obviously, it has an insanely sad ending, but yeah. And I think without a doubt, episode 5 goes to the top. Next up, we got season 1, episode 6, also known as The Walking Dead: The 400 Days DLC. Now, this one, it kind of introduces us to a lot of this one is the tie between season 1 and season 2. This is basically in between season 1 and season 2. And this introduces us to a lot of the major characters in season 2. And this one is okay, I guess. It's not nothing too special. It's not like the greatest ever because it's just a DLC. It's just kind of to explain the story a little better. This one does have some serious choices and a lot of emotional endings and stuff, or a lot of emotional deaths and stuff. But it's nothing too crazy because your choices don't really matter that much because season 2 is just gonna happen you know how regardless. So it's okay, but it's just not amazing, I don't feel. I mean, this one kind of does bring a little bit of nostalgia to the table, but as I said before, it's not the craziest thing in the world, and it's more nostalgia purposes and more lore related. It's not really the best, but it's okay. So episode 6, I'm gonna say meh. Next up, we got season 2. Now, this is the first game in the Walking Dead series where you actually get to play as Clementine. And season 2 is just amazing. I love season 2, alright? Episode 1 of season 2, basically you're just Clementine, playing as Clementine, learning to survive, losing a bunch of people as The Walking Dead goes on. And Clementine becomes a real badass in this. Alright, this is the start of Clementine's serious arc. Of course, you have to be fighting walkers and everything. That is pretty much the same as the other games. And a thing I like about episode 1 of season 2 is that a lot of the time you're supposed to be stuck in a barn because nobody trusts you yet. But a bunch of cool stuff happens. You gotta sneak around a house to find everything you need because your arm is bleeding out. Everyone thinks you're bitten by a walker, but in reality you were bitten by a dog. But nobody trusts you, so you gotta sneak around a group's house and try and find all the medical supplies you need to stitch yourself back up. This is the episode where we find our kind of new group, and I think this episode is really amazing. Alright, if I'm gonna be completely honest. Season 2 in general is just super amazing. I love season 2, and I definitely love episode 1. This episode is more action-packed and more action-themed than the other ones, and another thing about this specific one is that this one is more episode 1 is more of a welcome back to the Walking Dead kind of episode rather than a lot of gameplay, and this one is not as hard as Walking Dead season 1, but this one is more action filled and if I'm gonna be completely honest, season 1 and season 2 I can't actually choose a favorite. Alright, I'll choose season 1 for nostalgia, but if it was not for nostalgia reasons, if I'm gonna be completely honest, season 1 and season 2 they're very they're both I have to give them, they're both equal in my opinion at least. But as for episode 1 of season 2, I'm gonna be completely honest. This is my opinion, but this has to go in the absolute best. Come on. Next up, we got season 2, episode 2. Now, The Walking Dead season 2, episode 2 is amazing. We meet the best villain in the entire Walking Dead series ever, William Carver, also known as Bill, and he has just a lot of insane backstories and everything. And this is the most shocker episode ever. And I think this is where Clementine actually finally takes responsibility for herself. We get closer to the group and we go exploring a little bit. We leave the house and we kind of walk around and do a bunch of fun stuff. We learned that a lot of the characters that we know are kind of flawed in this game, like Luke, or like not Luke. I always get them mixed up. Like Nick, for example, kind of acting like a more serious version of Ben. Like I feel like we learn like way more about our group in this, and like it's kind of like the entire group we have. Like not many members are like instantly dead in this one, and like a lot of crazy quick time events and everything happens, and I think that's like really what makes up like the insanity and amazing action themedness of episode 2. We also get reunited with the man, the myth, the legend, the one-eyed mustache man, Kenny. He's one of the best characters from season 1. Obviously, he comes back in season 2 even better, even stronger, even more amazing in my opinion. He's better in season 2. Just like that's my opinion. He's also like way stronger and way more aggressive. He's like he kind of loses everything all over again, but like this time he's got more of like an emotional like roller coaster along while playing with him. Not in episode 2 like directly, but like as season 2 goes on. But we basically get reunited with him in episode 2, which is amazing in my opinion. And yeah, that's another really great point about this. So I feel like because of all of this, season 2, episode 2, it just deserves like top tier. Like it's so good. Next up, we got season 2, episode 3. Now, episode 3, in my opinion, it was pretty great. It wasn't as good as episode 1 and 2, but it was pretty good though. We saw Carver's true evil side and what he really lives for. We see him doing some pretty despicable things. We also finally learn how tough Kenny really is, that he's not the normal crew member, and that he will do literally anything for this group he's part of. We also learned a lot about the characters. We learned that this is Kenny's like true like grow up arc, or like how tough he really is. He literally just does not hold back at all. So I feel like this was more of a like learn about our friends arc. We found like some like friends like Bonnie and Mike on the way, and Jane we also found. Apart from that, that's pretty much it. We like saw how tough Kenny really is, and we explored the true like evil of Carver. So I'm gonna give this one a really good one. Season 2, episode 4. If I'm gonna be completely honest, this episode right here just wasn't that memorable. Like it wasn't like that great. Like it was like pretty good, but like definitely nothing compared to like the previous episodes we played of season 2. In my opinion, this one was probably like a pretty mid one. Apparently, according to a lot of people, this one was the best one, which I just can't see at all. I don't understand how this one is really good. We of course learned about Clem's signature move, taking down the zombies before getting the head, but like that's pretty much it, I guess. We meet one of the worst villains in the game, Arvo, in this season, or like this episode, and he literally almost doesn't do anything until the end of the game, where him and his gang ambush all of us. Also, Rebecca gives birth to Alvin Jr., also known as AJ. That was an iconic moment right there. So I think because of all of this, I have to give season 2, episode 4 a meh. Next up, we have season 2, episode 5. This episode right here, season 2, episode 5, is definitely an emotional roller coaster. This one, we learn a lot about our friends and a lot about the characters that we play with and play as, or Clementine we play as, my bad. Obviously, this episode starts off really strong and amazing. This is kind of the episode where people think that Kenny kind of has gone insane, and everyone kind of goes against Kenny, except everyone either they die, or they just flat out betray us. We get a flashback with Lee in this episode, and this episode ends with one of the most insane fight scenes ever that we've ever seen in like this game. Which I think this fight scene here was amazing, because like it shows that two of the characters that we've spent the most time with, like we got the most relationship with, like they just duke it out in a final 1v1. If I'm gonna be completely honest, this one was super original and super amazing, alright? And so we just have to give it to the top tier. This one was an amazing one. Next up, we got the Michonne series, The Walking Dead Michonne. Now, if we're going for episode 1, without the amazing backstory and the lore and how this kind of turns out, this first episode kind of sucks. I mean, your choices don't really matter that much, and the thing is that this isn't really it's more of clicking through a movie, which is fine, but the thing is that this game had in the start looked like it had way more potential than it actually did. This wasn't as emotionally driven as the other Walking Dead games, and I feel like that was a major part of what made The Walking Dead. This just kind of didn't fit into it, and I didn't really like it that much. And because of this, I feel like we have to give The Walking Dead Michonne, I'm gonna say bad, not really bad, but just bad. Next up we have The Walking Dead Michonne Episode 2. Next up we have Episode 2 of Michonne. Now I think this one was really great, mainly for the reason that it was more of an escape theme, which I love escape themes in especially these types of games. I think they're amazing, and that it had a bunch of obstacles to get through, and it was really insane and intense. The story was just amazing in this one. So I think that Episode 2 is a massive improvement from Episode 1. Now I'm not gonna rank I'm not gonna take too long on Michonne because I didn't enjoy it that much. But Episode 2, I feel like it was good. The Walking Dead Michonne Episode 3. Next up is Walking Dead Michonne Episode 3, obviously, and I just didn't like this one. It's just us hallucinating about our dead kids a bunch while fighting the guys who were captured us. It's not that great. We're just protecting some old man's house who died because apparently it meant a lot to his daughters and stuff. I feel like that's just about it, really. And this episode was 99% just prepare, 10% fight, and then it goes over the 100% for just hallucinating about our kids. And that's pretty much that pretty much sums up this entire episode. And I feel because of that, this one is just bad. I don't know, that's just that. Next up, we got The Walking Dead Season 3, Episode 1, also known as The Walking Dead: A New Frontier. Now, Episode 1 of this game is we're playing as this guy named Javier, and we're with my brother's family because we don't know where our brother is, and we're trying to just kind of taking care of his family after our dad died, and yeah, that's kind of that. And we're trying to loot this place for some gas and some food because we're kind of on a road trip, losing supplies and stuff. And then basically we get attacked by the actual owners of this place, and we kind of fight against them. And yeah, that's pretty much the entire thing, especially for episode 1. We get a few flashbacks of us in the past when our dad died and stuff, and yeah, when we're still with our brother, obviously. And it's basically these guys working for a program known as the New Frontier, basically. And they have they own a bunch of lands and stuff, and they're kind of a government thing or something, or I don't really know. And basically they kidnap me and start trying to take me away as a prisoner and stuff. And for the first 40 minutes of the game, Clementine just isn't there, until somehow she knocks over a tree by herself and takes me as a prisoner, which honestly the first time I saw it, that was just kind of crazy. Clementine is now all grown up, and by all grown up I mean she's 13 or 12 turning 13. I'm not really sure for right now. But anyways, we meet her again, and she's sidelined back to the side character like she was in Season 1, which I wasn't a huge fan of that fact, but it was just reality at that point. And basically she's our sidekick until she a bunch of stuff happens. We also see Kenny die again. And we find two amazing people known as Trip and Ellie, or Elle or Eleanor, however you say it, and they basically help us. And we're taking care of our brother's wife and 2 kids. He has this annoying kid right here, annoys the hell out of me. He's the worst character in The Walking Dead. He's worse than Ben. He's worse than Sarah. He's worse than Duck. He's worse than. But I feel for the most part, this episode wasn't too bad. I'll give it a good. It wasn't horrible. I think it's a little too overhated. Next up, we got Season 3, Episode 2. In Episode 2, we found out a bunch of dark stuff, like the fact that Clementine wasn't just a prisoner of the New Frontier, she was a member of the New Frontier. In this season, or episode, a bunch of crazy stuff happens. We learn a bunch of insane facts and stuff, and we have to take a lot of responsibilities and a lot of actions. And this episode was pretty good, alright? It was pretty insane. It was pretty like it had a lot of plot twists and stuff, which I felt like were like amazing. And I think this episode was relatively okay. So I feel like episode 2 should go in alright. It was no, not alright. I feel like good. I think episode 2 was pretty good. Now in episode 3 we found out that our brother is apparently alive and he's apparently one of the head leaders of the New Frontier, which was an insane plot twist because we originally thought he was dead. We find out some struggles that Clementine went through, such as losing AJ and being pulled away by David, who David's our brother, just in case you guys don't know. So we found out that David isn't the great person that we originally thought he was. Oh yeah, and Clementine rejoins us. David leaves the New Frontier and joins our side. And now we are fully against and we are fully at war with the New Frontier. I feel like this was kind of an insane episode, but like not too insane. I feel like a lot of Season 3's episodes are just okay, like they're just good. Next up we got Season 3, Episode 4. Now, a lot of things I didn't like about this episode. One was Gabe just becomes a horrible character. This is the episode where Gabe just becomes like the worst character ever. He snitches on us and makes everyone in the group hate us, basically, which is already horrible. A lot of the stuff in this episode isn't really memorable because this episode is kind of forgetful. Like, not a bunch of crazy stuff happens in this episode, apart from like a few things. One crazy thing was we finally go to war and finally attack the New Frontier back, and we found out that Joan is the actual the head of the New Frontier, and she's the one causing all this evil and all this chaos. So then we assassinate Joan and kind of cause ruckus to go through this entire game. Basically, everything from this part just kind of goes insane. Alright, we're attacking against the New Frontier. Everything is kind of going horribly, and walkers are breaking in. Kate drives in with the truck, which ends up going actually kind of horribly because Kate keeps driving a little too fast. They throw an explosive grenade or an explosive ball, whatever the hell that is, onto the truck, catching it on fire. The truck crashes right into the border and kind of explodes. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. And then what happens next is even worse because of this explosion, it makes a bunch of noise, it destroys the border, and a bunch of zombies come crawling in and attacking the New Frontier's base as well. So basically now we have to deal with the New Frontier and a bunch of zombies, which just keeps getting worse. But apart from that, it wasn't too crazy. Like, it wasn't too insane. And because of that, I'm going to give it the meh. Now, Episode 5, the final episode, is where stuff finally starts getting kind of insane. Alright? David finally snaps, and finally he goes against us. Alright? And we have like this insane fight scene with me and David, where David just comes up to me because we stole his wife and stole his family, and he just kind of punches us right in the face. And instead of me trying to keep my promise to father, I accidentally kind of just attack him back. So, yeah, that happens. And it makes an insane fight scene happen as well. Now, the ending is kind of epic. We go back to the New Frontier's base and take out all these zombies. This part is kind of epic, in my opinion. This part was, like, really great. Probably, like, the best part of this entire, this entire episode, really. Like, hold up. As you can see, our buddy Paul comes fighting on a horse, and it's just us on a vehicle going through the entire place and giving justice. And the best part of this entire episode is Gabe finally dies. I'm kidding, that was pretty sad, but I hated him. But like, it was pretty sad still. I think if you put 2 and 2 together, season 3, episode 5 was pretty good. Like, I'm gonna be like 100% honest. So I'm gonna put it in really good. Now we are on the final season, also known as season 4. Now season 4, episode 1. Now in this season and in this episode, Clementine is all grown up, and by grown up I mean she's only 17, but that's like older than she was before. And we finally have found AJ, and now we treat him as our kid. It's like Lee Everett and Clementine, except now it's Clementine and AJ. And already this is pretty insane. We find like these people, we get into a car crash and these people find us. And now we're at this school area, which we call home. And we get this guy who kind of just takes care of us and stuff. And it's also really laggy. He was the leader, but we find out a bunch of dark secrets against him. And all of us turn against him. And he kind of wants to like kill us now. And then AJ shoots him. Now this was pretty good, if I'm going to be completely honest. This was also 2 hours like the original Walking Dead. And I'm going to give it a really good. Next up we got season 4 episode 2. Now this one was a bit of a shocker. Because unlike like how we thought like Lily died in season 1, she actually comes back as the main villain of season 4. Which is actually kind of insane. We were kicked out of the place, and then obviously for some reason, not that long later, they let us back in. We start to flirt with Lewis. And then this place kind of becomes hell. Overall, I think it was great, and I think season 4, episode 2 deserves really good. Now we got season 4, the final one. This one is not the final one, my bad. This one is episode 3, and this one was kind of amazing. We actually meet Lee Everett again in our mind. We don't see him in real life because he's dead. We have to go onto the Delta boat led by the Delta, which is led by Lily, and basically we come here to save our friends, and there's also a bomb on the boat, which is kind of crazy. And this ending is kind of crazy because we finally see Lily dies. If you choose her to. What's even crazier is that the bomb that we planted on the boat kind of goes off while we're still on the boat. And that's kind of a plot twist, if you ask me. Because of this, I think it's only fair that we give episode 3 to the absolute best. Alright, last but certainly not least, we got the final season, the final episode, the finale of The Walking Dead as we know it. Now this one is kind of crazy. Our romantic partner, Lewis, kind of dies, which is horrible. A pretty stupid thing about this episode though is that the way Clementine kind of falls down a bunch of rocks and ends up getting bitten. Yeah, that was kind of crazy. Then it kind of becomes a repeat of the final episode of The Walking Dead season 1, where AJ either has to leave us or he has to kill us. And just like the Lee Everett's death from season 1, we choose for him to kill us. We see a flashback of the New Frontier, Clementine finally saving AJ and finally finding him, which is amazing. And then we found out that AJ apparently never actually killed Clementine, and now her leg is gone, meaning the infection is gone, meaning that Clementine is still alive, which is great. So I think that's why season 4, episode 4 should be really good. And that's the entire tier list. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you smash